So you're looking to buy a rental property. 5 questions to ask before you write that first check. Hey, I'm Dave with the Bolduc Realty Group. Welcome to my weekly real estate market update. Today is Friday, January 20th. Let's jump into it. So quick market update. We've got 3,901 houses on the market for sale. That's single family, multifamily, and condos in the state of Connecticut. Small numbers. Got down 99 over the last week. We've got 82 coming soon. So we're going to continue to see that trend for a little longer. Hopefully we'll start seeing it go up. We got 3,324 closings last month in December. Probably be somewhere around there again in January. So should I buy a rental property now? I've got a lot of clients that have been asking me that over the last month or so, and I just had lunch with one today. And the answer is it depends. It depends on the deal. It depends on your situation. Here's a few questions you should ask yourself. So the first one is, who's going to manage the property? That may sound like a weird question, but if you think about it, you've got all sorts of stuff going on. You got your job, their family, your activities that you do, and all of a sudden you're going to add a rental property, and it might not be a big deal until it's a big deal. And if you've got tenants in there and there's a problem, it needs to be dealt with. So are you going to manage it? If that's the case, it should probably be closer to where you live and work. If you're going to have somebody else management, you might have more flexibility. Just something to think about. What type of property? Are you going to do a single family? You're going to do a multifamily? You're going to do a mixed use with residential and commercial? You're going full commercial? There's a lot of stuff to think about there. There's a lot of pros and cons. There's different rules, different regulations, there's different requirements. There's different amounts of money that you can make, different expenses that you take on. If you have a single family, yeah, you can have the tenant pay the water bill, the sewer bill. They can take care of the grass and the snow. But when that tenant moves out, you don't have anybody paying that bill now. So now you're going to have to pay the mortgage and the water bill and everything else. Something to think about. If you have a 3-family and one tenant moves out, well, you've got 2 more tenants sitting there. So at least you're able to cover your mortgage while you get that that tenant replaced. So you've got to think about those types of things when you're looking at what type of property you want to buy. Income and expenses. How much does a property bring in, and how much do you have to pay out? So income is rents. It could also be renting out space in a garage for a contractor. It could be renting out storage space in the basement. It could be putting in a coin-op laundry. There's all sorts of things. Expenses. You're going to pay real estate taxes. You're going to pay for insurance. There's so many expenses. I don't want to try to cover them all here, but you've got to get a good idea of what the expenses are, the repairs, the maintenance, all the stuff that you're going to have to pay, and make sure that the amount coming in covers the amount going out, and you have a little bit left over. And also vacancies, like I talked about, you need to make sure you budget for vacancies, so you're putting aside every month a little bit to cover for that. Financing is the 4th one. How are you going to pay for this? You got a big bag of cash up in the attic that you can just go up and grab a bunch of $100 bills and you're good to go? I don't have that problem, but maybe somebody does. Do you have an aunt or an uncle that's going to give you the money? Do you have some friends that are going to lend you the money? You're going to go to the bank, you're going to go get hard money. If the deal makes sense, you will find the money if you look hard enough. I guarantee it. But you got to know what you're doing, because interest rates change, terms change, and you really got to understand what type of property you're buying and what kind of financing you can get in order to buy that property, if that makes sense. The final thing, and everybody's probably been saying, what about price? What about price? The last thing I would say is price. The reason I put it last is all those other things, they can justify any price depending on what it is, right? So if you're making a ton of money, then it's worthwhile paying a higher price. If you're not making much money at all, then it's really not worth paying a lot of money. So price is going to be relative to the other factors. And at the end of the day, you make money when you buy, not when you sell. So if you buy appropriately, you'll be able to sell and make money. So those are the 5 questions that I think you should ask. What other questions do you think would be a good thing to ask before you write that first check? Throw them down in the comments below. So now we're going to look at the primary mortgage market survey. We're at 6.15, so we're continuing that trend down. And I think based on everything we're seeing with inflation, everything else, that we should continue to see that trend down. Hopefully that continues. We are seeing more and more buyers come into the market as the interest rates come back down. So competition is starting to heat up. But like I said earlier, inventory is dropping off, so something to pay attention to. And I want to finish up with a quick homeowner tip. If you're seeing moisture in your basement, stains on the walls, little powder starting to form, maybe even some cracks or spalling, you're getting moisture into your basement. One of the biggest causes of this is this picture on the bottom, where downspouts are dumping water right at the base of your foundation. Best thing you can do, go out to a home improvement store, buy a downspout extension. They're usually 6 to 8 feet long. You attach it to the downspout, it carries the water away, solves a lot of these problems. It's not going to solve every problem, but it is a common source of these issues. Highly recommend it. Hopefully this is of value to you. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon.